Hello, and welcome back to the Pawn Pro podcast, hosted by me, Tally Mack. The Pawn Pro Pod is dedicated to helping pawnbrokers and small business owners really thrive in today's ever-evolving landscape. By request, we are going to be breaking down critical topics facing customers in quick 5 to 10 minute episodes. Today's is a little bit longer. We will cover everything from Operation Choke Point to AI, human resources, retaining top talent, leadership, mindset, strategy, one topic at a time. The last few episodes, I've focused on leadership and mindset, and that is really resonating with y'all. So we're going to keep that rolling. In the next few episodes, I'm going to break down a few of my favorite frameworks for setting goals and for getting shit done. So last week we talked about top goal. That is a really important setup for today's goal setting. So if you didn't listen yet, go there now, and then it will actually create the time to actually be able to get these goals achieved. So that one's called top goal. Go there first. What we're going to talk about today is brain dumping, not the sexiest name. I call it Catalyst for Clarity. It's a framework. I've been using it since 2017. I lead all of our employees through this at least once, but usually twice a year, because I think that it's that important and that impactful. And it extends well beyond what are the four corners of your brick and mortar or our space on the internet. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. And then the next few episodes will focus on micro habits and week of and how to actually execute on the goals. So let's dive in. You've got goals. If you're like me, you have a million of them. It's really hard to get them done. You start January 1st with resolutions, you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and if you're like the average human, you quit New Year's resolutions. I looked this up by the second Friday in January. This is called Quitter's Day. So goals require a lot of things: clarity, emotions, time, discipline. Kind of sounds simple. If it was simple, everybody would do it. And so one more thing before we get into the actual work of today's episode is it doesn't matter what day you're listening to this. Don't put it off. Don't stop this episode and do it a different day. Not next Monday, not next month, not next year. Today. We're going to do it today. I really like starting things right when I get inspired to listen to something like this, or I feel called to just start. There is no difference. There is nothing holy about a certain day of the week as it relates to goals. So let's start with brain dump. This is the clarity part. This is where we get clear. I want you to start by writing down some of these buckets, and there's a lot of them, so I'm going to talk slowly. The first is physical health, relationships, financial, mental and emotional health, spirituality, character, career, personal development, continuous learning, fun and play, experiences and travel, and last but not least, rest. Okay, so you're going to pause this episode. This is the part where I said today's episode is longer than 5 or 10 minutes, because you're going to pause it and you're actually going to do work. You're going to set a timer for no less than 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I usually do 30. You're going to put on some music, probably with no lyrics, to help you get into the zone. And you're just going to start writing. But before you pause me, let me give you a few tips. 20 minutes might seem like a long time to just be sitting and writing, but that amount of time really gets your brain going. And there's going to be some times when you're just like sitting there looking at the paper like you have nothing else to write. This is where the magic happens. So just let yourself sit there and like stare at the page, and then all of a sudden you'll get like a bunch of really good ideas. Let your mind do the work. This is just a dump of your ideas. Don't overanalyze what's coming to your mind. Let it just flow on the paper. We're going to circle back next episode to the ones that we actually want to pursue. And then, like I mentioned, I've hosted and led a lot of people through this exercise, probably more than, call it 300 people. And some people feel really constrained by the buckets that I just read out. If you like a blank piece of paper with no buckets, start with a blank piece of paper. If you like categorization and that's already bringing some ideas to the surface, use the buckets. That's why I like them. Okay, ready, pause. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you have a huge list with some amazing ideas. Take a moment to just look at your list. It probably feels overwhelming, maybe exciting, maybe a mix of both. Maybe you have things on here that you're like, I never even knew that crossed my mind. That happened to me. I put on there, don't drink caffeine. And I was like, why did I write that on there? So weird. That's totally normal. So the thing is that you got it out of your head and you got it onto paper or onto your screen if you were doing this on a computer. And that's the first step towards clarity. And so now what are you going to do? You've got all this raw data that you just wrote down from your brain. And this is a collection of thoughts, dreams, tasks, worries, wishes. Maybe there's some that seem like it would be a nightmare to do. But for today, the work's done. Seriously, you completed the goal for Catalyst for Clarity. It's just that. It's just to get everything out of your head onto paper. And so what I want you to do between now and the next episode, where we'll actually start to prioritize and figure out how to take action on these, and that's the really exciting part, keep the list. Don't throw it away. Keep it somewhere where you can easily find it. If you lose papers, take a picture of it. Read it again. Maybe you have it on your desk. Maybe it's on your phone. Maybe send it to yourself in an email. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Don't start planning it. Just reread it and notice if there's anything that jumps out of you. Like, is there anything that is calling to you or you're like, yeah, that's one that I really want to do now. And that's it. You're just going to let it simmer. Let these ideas percolate. Your subconscious mind will actually start working on what's priority and how you're going to do it. It'll start doing that in the background. Our brains are crazy, amazing like that. And this exercise really isn't about creating a massive immediate to-do list that makes you want to run screaming back to old habits or quitter's day. This is about understanding what your own mind is thinking would be interesting goals for you and what you truly want. Maybe some things that are bothering you, like if you have any that are like, stop doing this, stop going on social media, stop with all the screen time. That's something that's inherently bothering you. Other things are like what you're curious about. I want to learn about XYZ. I want to try something new. We captured the chaos, and so now we will start creating the clarity. The hardest part of this is that I'm only going to let you pick one to start. And so usually people are overzealous and they are like, I'm going to do these 5 things, but I'm not going to let you do 5 things. We're only going to start with one. I'll explain that why in the next episode. But for now, you did the hard work. Thank you. And I'm super excited. I love leading people through this exercise. I'm excited that you're here and that you're interested in goal setting and actually achieving the goals that you set. So we'll catch you next episode. Have an awesome day.